One. Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today, another riveting, captivating, bedazzling, epic Halo 2 match is about to commence. What will transpire, I do not know. The future is an enigma. The future is precarious. The future is obscure. Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, let's dabble into this. So we're going to find a match. We're going to find a match to join. But before I do so, let me just plug in this earbud. It's ported into my ear. As you can unequivocally see, there's also an earplug in there because I detest loud noise. The Q sounds cause me to lose my hair cells. So that's a calamity that I need to cope with. But the earplugs, they mitigate the loud noise. So sorry about digressing. Let's get back into this. So as you can see, we have a myriad of games that we could join. I'm contemplating which game I should join. We have Capture the Flag. No, I detest that. We have a Beaver Creek match. No, I detest that map. Let's scroll through these listings. We have games on Lockout. I played on Lockout too much. I'm getting a bit jaded out. I'm a bit worn out. I'm past my prime. I'm also dehydrated, lethargic, debilitated, torpid, and frazzled. I barely got any sleep. But what else can you expect when you're trying to earn some supplemental income as a YouTuber and as a streamer? Although it's not lucrative, it's unprofitable. Why, you may ask? Well, in order to attain a partnership on YouTube, you need at least 4,000 watch hours in the past 12 months. Is that possible? Yes. And that typically equates to anywhere from 250,000 video views to 500,000 video views. And to earn a partnership on YouTube, to apply for monetization, you also need 1,000 subscribers. Now, that's definitely viable and feasible, but I have over 50 different channels, and most of them don't have 1,000 subscribers. And because they don't meet that criterion, they can't get partnered at the moment. So I've been stifled, and everything is in dire straits. And only a few of my channels are monetizable. But the problem with that is 80 to 95% of people enable an ad blocker. And then on top of that, even when you do get monetized video views, if you miraculously do, there's also another issue. YouTube takes at least, it's either 45% or 55% of all your advertising revenue, and then you can split it with the MCN you're partnered with. And then on top of the two splits, you're taxed on what you receive, and then 80 to 95% of people enable an ad blocker. So as you can unequivocally see, it's a calamity, and there's not even chump change in it for you. You actually incur a net loss on these videos because you're hemorrhaging money running your computer and the internet connection in order to keep this business afloat. And it may be profitable in the long haul, but there's no guarantee. So I'm sorry about prattling on and on and on, but it truly vexes me, it grinds my gears, it agitates me, it infuriates me, but it is what it is. Now, if you have any remedies, if you think that there's any modicum of recourse, then please feel free to tell me. So, whatever. We're going to play some Team Slayer on Assassin. I haven't played this map in eons. I come from a time of antiquity. I'm dehydrated. I'm famished. I'm on a 5-day fast. This is my third day into it. So I only eat 2 days a week, and I fast for at least 120 hours in a row every week. And when I do eat on my eating days, I only eat fruits and vegetables, just in case you're curious, nothing else. To get the bulk of my calories, I just eat avocados as my main caloric source. But everything I eat is nutrient dense. But unfortunately, to my dismay, it's calorie diluted relative to animal products and animal secretions and synthetic foods. I don't eat any whole grains. They designate them like a villi. And the problem with animal products is that they ravage your DNA, shorten your telomeres, unravel your chromosomes, increase your mortality rate, and ultimately shorten your lifespan and reduce inflammation and cause a myriad of other insufferable problems. So I'm not a fruitarian. I don't even mess with veganism. And fruitarianism is a subset of veganism, just in case you're curious. But yeah, I want my telomeres to become elongated. Telomeres are attached to the ends of your chromosomes. And when they become truncated, your lifespan shortens. They repair your DNA, the fabric of your essence. We're meant to be frugivores. We have long intestines, high pH levels, flat teeth. We're meant to roam around the savannah, and fruit fits so perfectly into the palms of our hands. We don't have any innate weapons. Unlike carnivores. Carnivores are indolent. They rest for the majority of the day, and then they sprint in bursts. I'm getting clobbered. Now what else has been going on in regards to my life? I need to pack. Unfortunately, it's pivotal. I have no choice at the moment. And I shouldn't procrastinate, I shouldn't delay, I could lose everything. I detest and disdain packing. It doesn't tickle my fancy. It's something I'm disinterested in, but you have to do what you have to do. I detest having bills. Interest accrues in perpetuity to unprecedented heights. And debt becomes insurmountable. If you can't pay off the interest, then how the hell are you going to pay off the principal? So it's a calamity within itself. I guess I need to get a real job. I mean, I shouldn't even be doing this part-time. I have a doctorate. I earned a 4.0 GPA, but I don't know, passive income is just so enticing. And yet again, it's so arduous to earn. So, everything here is a nightmare, it's a calamity. Everything seems bleak and grim and hopeless, but I must never lose esperance. I must trudge on. You know, hopefully I can sustain what I'm doing. But I can't. I know it's unsustainable, to say the least. I have to be realistic. I have to exude circumspect behavior and be prudent. But yeah, real life can be tragic. The experience of being submerged in debt can be debilitating, to say the least. And the agony can be unbearable. Oh, I have a DBA in marketing. So I'm a doctor of business administration. I also have an MBA. But, I mean, it's only useful if you want to attain a professorship. And even then, the issue is, everyone who's a professor, for the most part, over 75% of them are adjuncts. And it's so contingent about how often you get published. If you want to be a full-time professor, you have to get published constantly. It's either you get published in perpetuity or you perish. So yeah, it is what it is. And that's distressful. So, what else? After you finish school, you're descended into the real world. And, it becomes far more cumbersome, far more arduous, and far more unbearable than you ever imagined. If anything, you would theoretically think that it would get easier over time. But, it's an inextricable conundrum that, you can't escape. I guess the best you could do is, make an earnest effort to, demonstrate unprecedented success in all your endeavors. What more can you do? But yeah, the learning never stops. The research never stops. The work never ends. And the fatigue never ends. I'm worn out. I'm jaded. I'm dehydrated. It's impeded my concentration. What else is there to talk about? Trying to think. Yeah, so I haven't been to the movies in it's almost been a quarter of a decade. Seeing the movies outside the parameters of my budget. What else? I can't really afford to play sports at the moment. Joining a league is outside the parameters of my budget. The costs are lofty, they're exorbitant. I used to play tennis for 10 hours a week when I was younger, but I'm retired from that now. What else? I'm trying to think what else there is to talk about. I strive to never create vapid videos, but sometimes they get a bit redundant. I rarely eat anymore. I used to be a vegan, now I'm a vegetarian, which is unequivocally obvious. When I do eat, it takes me anywhere from 4 to 6 hours per meal, and I only eat 4 meals a week. And I eat inordinate amounts of food, so I'll have 30 to 50 whole fruits per meal in conjunction with 15 to 25 servings of vegetables. I eat everything raw. I don't microwave anything, I don't cook anything because it kills the enzymes, and I love to Fletcherize my food. And I eat in a specific order so that it minimizes digestive distress. So in other words, I eat a couple servings of vegetables first because I want to minimize oxidative stress that may be induced from eating fruit, and then I eat the fruit. But when I eat the fruit, I always eat the most acidic fruits first. Now, the acidic fruits are really not acidic; they're really alkaline because whenever you digest them, they leave an alkaline residue. So only 2 fruits are truly acidic, and those encompass plums and what are the other ones that are acidic? Blueberries. So when I say acidic, I mean their pH levels are slightly above 7. But everything I eat has a pH level above 7. And water is neutral, it has a pH level of 7, but when it's oxidized, the pH level decreases to below 7, I mean. Yeah. So getting back to what I was saying, I apologize about digressing. I eat the acidic fruits first, and then I eat the subacidic fruits, and then I eat the sweet fruits. And then I move on to eating the remainder of the vegetables, which I'll have like anywhere from 13 to 23 servings of vegetables left, and then I'll eat all the fat I can. And I get the avocados from a wholesaler, so I'll typically eat how many avocados a week? Roughly around 60. So 60 in 2 days. I just crammed in my mouth. What else? So that's my dietary regimen. And when I fast, I go at least 120 hours from when I stop my last meal to when I start my first meal. And I fast so that my body can undergo ketosis and ultimately repair itself and rejuvenate itself, just in case you're curious. And then as I'm eating, I watch some anime, I listen to people rant and rave and prattle on and on and on. What else? So some animes I recommend watching are Yu Yu Hakusho, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters. They have intrinsic value, they have merit, they have nostalgic value. What else? Overlord is an excellent anime. Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple. I guess Food Wars is interesting if you're into gourmet cooking. Of course, there's no reason to cook anything because it kills the enzymes. Now, when I get my food, I eat it raw, so I'll just let my food thaw out in water, and I don't even care if it sits out for anywhere from 8 to 12 hours before I eat it. I can't access the kitchen past 10, unfortunately, because I live with other people. So I may get it like at 10 o'clock and finish everything at 10, and then it'll sit out, submerged in water, and then I may eat it like at 8 a.m. So I eat vegetables and fruit that has been sitting out for like 8 to 12 hours. And even though it's partially oxidized, it's okay because the water retards oxidation, which is great. The issue with cooking is that it creates carcinogenic properties. It kills the enzymes. So you want to eat everything in its utmost nutrient-dense form. You don't want to mutilate anything. You don't want to mutate the DNA of the food, if that makes any sense. And we have 3 different types of enzymes in our body. We don't want to deplete our enzymes to break down the food. I don't cook anything, and I eat a lot of frozen food, and everything I eat is plain. And there's no reason to cook anything. Oh, by the way, I forgot to inform you guys and apprise you guys that I don't even eat anything carbohydrate dense. And I would strongly advise against never eating any whole grains. I don't even eat seeds because of the phytic acid. They inhibit nutrient absorption. So I just eat fruits and vegetables. Unfortunately, we don't even have the cellulose to break down vegetables like true herbivores. We're frugivores. And by the way, I don't know if you knew this, but fruit and vegetables are 9 to 10 times more hydrated than water. And you say, oh, how's that possible? Well, they've electrolytes in them, and they're water in its perfect form. And as much water as you drink, if you fast, you become dehydrated. Without electrolytes. And there's 6 types of electrolytes. And one electrolyte, which is obvious, is sea salt. I don't ever recommend eating that ionized salt. It's poison. Now, salt is 84% sodium chloride and 16% trace minerals. But there's 3 types of iodine. Nascent iodine is only safe kind. But if you're going to be a fruitarian, then you need to take vitamin B12 in the form of a vegan supplement. And you may want to take a vegan variant of vitamin D3, because your body's likely devoid of that. And I would advise never taking a multivitamin from a non-vegan source. The ingredients are deadly. They're the utmost lowest quality ingredients, so the calcium that they put in is the same from chalk. But if it's from a vegan source, it's from a plant-based source, and it's fine. I think the brand name is Diva. Let me check the chat. Yeah, I will. I'll stream more Mugen matches later. I love reading the research studies, dissecting everything, and meticulously analyzing the data. The oldest woman is allegedly 146. They don't have her birth certificate. But she should be older by now, because that video was from a time of antiquity. She's probably like 150. But she recollects times from the late 1800s. So, I mean, dietary excess can easily shorten your lifespan. And eating foods that ravage your DNA shortens your lifespan. It's as simple as that. But you could re-lengthen your telomeres through sleep, exercise, and through eating fruits and vegetables. I wouldn't do anything that harms your DNA, but